Welcome to an all-new Lay It Omni. Allow me to lay it on you. 2020 has been an interesting year. If you told me that a single person without a face would be able to defeat the entire BTS K-pop army in a clout battle, I'd say you were on crack. And yet, whether you were on crack or not, this actually happened earlier this week. If you didn't know, a guy by the name Corpse Husband has basically exploded in terms of popularity and relevance. To explain the magnitude of this explosion, well, basically, in October 2018, his YouTube channel had 1 million subscribers. Fast forward 2 years later, October 2020, he amassed another million, reaching 2 million subscribers. Then, in less than 30 days, he gained another million subscribers, bringing him to a total of 3 million subscribers. He basically accomplished what he did in 2 years in 1 month. Pretty crazy. Many of you might have heard of him, but the common conception is that most people have no idea who he is or have heard of him, but just have no idea where he came from. In this video, I'm gonna let you guys know who he is, okay? I'll give you the TLDR of it, and I'll be going over some of the details of this phenomenon, the before, the during, the after, and of course my thoughts on all of it. And as a bonus, I'll also be doing a sort of an extended ASMR / storytelling bit towards the end. A lot of people have been requesting it, and I felt like this would be appropriate since we are talking about Corpse Husband, who kind of does the similar thing. So yeah, definitely stick around for that if you're curious. So who is Corpse Husband? Before the name Corpse Husband became a worldwide trend, Corpse was just basically a dude who read scary nighttime stories on his channel. That's literally basically it. However, what makes these stories so incredibly different is the fact that Corpse has an extremely unique voice.
What map are we on?
Polis.
Oh man, my weak spot.
His voice is so deep.
Is it the same, buddy? Wait, where are you at?
I'm at lab.
Can't get over
it on scanner. It's been dead for a while, so I've been like running around
this
trying
dude's
to find
voice.
it.
Is
And I thought
so
I hit
low.
report.
Okay.
I can remember things.
I don't know. That's my implicit.
I feel you, man.
You're welcome. I'm distracted by Corpse's voice. My bad.
Ooh, H-bomb. You know something?
See, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one.
A voice that deep and unique, combined with creepypasta stories, is basically simply a match made in heaven, and there's definitely a thing for people wanting to be scared. There really isn't much to Corpse's story outside of these few details. Like, in terms of the past of which you probably might want to know, that's basically who he was until recently he entered the world of Among Us. But not only did he start playing Among Us, which at this point has become the ultimate game where you can collaborate with anyone and everyone, but he started playing with the most popular streamers, playing with people like Disguised Toast and Valkyrae and Pokimane and Saikuna and Lily Pichu, all of which are a part of offline TV and others as well, but he also played with some of the other top streamers, and recently he played with AOC. Simply put, the combination of Corpse's voice and personality being showcased to millions of people quickly and easily gave him the exposure for people to simply know that this man existed. His voice is basically ASMR quality in terms of listening to it. It's pleasant and nice to hear. I feel, in my opinion, is a mood. But behind the mood seems to be a pretty cool guy as well. Place that in front of millions of people to see and watch, and bam, you've got an army of Corpse fans that want to love and support your guy. As of now, he's uploaded about 3 different videos on his YouTube that are basically him playing Among Us, all of which have millions of views. But it doesn't really stop there. Corpse also took off in the TikTok world, becoming a viral sensation on that platform as well. Recently, on top of all these other feats, Corpse basically accomplished the impossible. Mr. Beast made a tweet that said, "Tomorrow, I'm going to give whoever ratios me the hardest on this tweet $10,000. This was open to every internet personality in the world, and it was essentially a cloud competition to see what figure or group had the largest influence within the Twitter community. Well-known YouTubers and personalities like Dream, Moist Critical, George Not Found, and even the Fall Guys Twitter itself threw in their hat. But once the BTS K-pop army got involved, well, that seemed like a done deal. The BTS army, if you guys don't know, is infamous on Twitter for being one of the strongest influences on social media, in which they can simply make anything and anywhere trend all at once. It's pretty scary. However, Corpse threw in his hat as well and managed to win over the BTS army, which is absolutely insane. And finally, in terms of, I guess, other crazy events, Corpse recently celebrated getting over 1 million followers on Instagram by taking a picture of his hand next to a strand of his hair. And it was a big deal. And that's it. That's all you really need to know about the basics of Corpse Husband and why you may or may not have seen his name pop up randomly on your newsfeed. A guy with an incredible voice and a great personality has been receiving a lot of attention, and the energy around the entire movement just seems good. There's no drama, there's no toxicity. It's just good vibes and good energy everywhere. Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Lay It Omni. You've just been laid. Moral of the story, I'm jealous. Because I mean, I thought that I had a good voice, you know, like combined with a good personality. I thought that was me, bro. Like, I thought I had that, but maybe I don't. Like they say, there's always someone better. Jokes aside, I don't know. A lot of you have mentioned that I need to start my own ASMR channel or podcast or whatever. Maybe I need to start reading, I don't know, stories over some nice jazzy, rainy mood background music. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll be the voice of the lo-fi hip hop beats to study and listen to. And Corpse can be the scary guy who reads scary things. So, but yeah, my whole take on this situation is that he seems like a really swell guy, and I'm glad he's receiving the success and attention that comes his way. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the whole Corpse situation, okay? I think it's interesting, but I haven't seen a person blow up this big since... I think about it. The only person I can think of that's been exploding right now is Disguised Toast, which is also due to the Among Us effect. And I guess it's not like he went from like 0 to 100. Like he was already pretty well known. Like I didn't know who he was, but you know, a million people on his YouTube knew who he was, and a bunch of people on TikTok as well. It's just right now the wave is so huge, and I don't see it coming to a stop anytime soon. And you know what? Okay, I'm gonna throw in my hat. All right, I found a Wikipedia on Corpse Husband that kind of gives a more detailed overview of who he is, his personal life, how he started, how he originated, that I was going to originally leave out, but I'm going to read it to you. So if you want the full biography that is actually listed on the website itself, I will be narrating as of now. Corpse Husband, born August 8, 1997, age 23, or simply Corpse, is an American YouTuber from San Diego, California, who is part of a community of YouTubers known as horror narration channels. Unlike other horror narrators, Corpse Husband prefers to read true horror stories, whether they are sent in from subscribers or from subreddits such as Let's Not Meet and Are No Sleep. Corpse Husband is well known for his very deep, distinguishable voice, which makes reading his horror stories entertaining and frightening for listeners. Before his channel, Corpse Husband has been told on numerous occasions that he had a voice to do narration, more specifically horror narration on YouTube. When he was growing up, he used to listen to creepypasta narration channels such as Mr. Creepypasta, Chilling Tales for Dark Nights, and Cryotic. He was intrigued, but what really motivated him was stumbling across channels like Mr. Nightmare, B Busta, and Lazy Masquerade, who typically narrated true horror stories. He then got to work on his own channel, which would later become one of the most popular horror narration channels on YouTube. The name Corpse Husband was created whilst he sat down for 20 minutes trying to think of a name for his channel. He wrote down a few names, and eventually he came up with the name Corpse Husband. His girlfriend at the time said it sounded cool, but Corpse wasn't entirely sure and stated he would change it. As of now, he hasn't changed it and most likely will not. When Corpse Husband first started recording videos, he had a microphone zip-tied with rubber bands on a pop filter, which is why he sounded so weird. Few people enjoyed his content, so he decided to continue narrating. Mr. Nightmare was one of the first big channels to comment on his videos, which probably contributed to his desire to continue narrating. Corpse Husband has stated that he basically dropped out of school in the 8th grade because of personal issues, but returned to schooling soon after, before dropping out once again. Corpse Husband was a very rebellious student, according to himself, and only did good in computers and English. In Corpse Husband's free time, he likes to lift weights, doing so 6 times a week, less frequently since he created his channel, and he enjoys photography and taking pictures. He used to play soccer, and he managed to get in his town's newspaper doing so. Afterward, he played baseball and made the front page of his school's sports website. Surprisingly, Corpse didn't really enjoy traditional sports. Corpse Husband's favorite video games are Silent Hill 2, Final Fantasy X, Rocket League, CSGO, Among Us, and Fallout. He plays them in his own time when he isn't making videos. He lives in an apartment in which he first got with his then girlfriend until they broke up, resulting in him now living alone. He mainly records stories at night when it's quiet. Nobody knows what Corpse Husband looks like except close friends and certain YouTubers, as he has not done a face reveal, although he claims that his YouTube profile picture looks a lot like him besides the half mask. The incident. One day, somebody knocked at the door of Corpse Husband's house. His mother opened the door and explained to Corpse Husband, who wasn't at home at the time, that it was a weird guy that claimed he was with the gas company and was trying to get inside. His mother let him inside and he left shortly after. When Corpse Husband came home, his mother told him about what happened. Corpse Husband called the gas company, to which they denied having knowledge of what happened. The day after, Corpse Husband and his family were out. When they all came home, they spotted somebody in a car in their driveway. He noticed he got spotted and acted like he wasn't checking out their car that was parked in the driveway. He then left shortly after. Another day goes by when Corpse Husband was in the room and heard loud talking outside his house. He and his family brushed it off when suddenly they heard a crash. He and his family went to the backyard only to see a tattered up couch. His family started freaking out when somebody started kicking the front door. At the same time, cars were driving away and people were screaming outside of his house. When he and his family opened the door to confront whoever was doing this, they were gone. There have also been multiple occasions where people in cars have been stalking his house, and every time one of his family members comes out of his house, they speed off. Since June 2016, Corp's husband hasn't said anything about any more incidents. Now there's a narration here about like controversy, but I'm just gonna skip it since it seems to have basically been done, so no need to talk about it now. But last but not least, there's a trivia section about him. He is around 5'10", he used to be vegan, he had a gaming channel of an unknown name that only had around 200 subscribers. It is unknown if it still exists. Over the last few years, Corp's husband has developed painful TMJ/TJD, which stands for temporomandibular joint dysfunction, but has gotten better over time. He has GERD, which is Jesus Christ, I'm going to screw this up, okay? Gastroesophageal reflux disease. He claims to wear a lot of black clothing. He said that he rarely leaves his apartment. He said nobody in real life really knows what he's doing for a living. He has a separate room for recording his videos, and whenever there's a party or a gathering at his house, Corpse's friends tell the guests to not enter that specific room. Along with the fact that he owns a few expensive objects, it has led certain people to believe he's a drug dealer. He claims to be of mixed race, however he is mostly white. He has mentioned Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish ancestry, and according to his recent Instagram Q&A in 2020, he says that he is half Mexican, most of which is native and half Irish. Alright, that's it. That's the reading, okay? You guys can let me know what you guys think about that, okay? Did you enjoy the reading or not? I guess I should have probably put this in the beginning or the middle of the video, but you know what? I don't really care. It's supposed to be an added thing in case you wanted to know more information. But also, it's me trying to test the waters to see if I can, do some reading as well. And hey, maybe that's a thing. But anyway, okay, I'm done. That's the end of the video. Do me a favor, if you watched to the end, if you're still here, leave a like. It lets me know that I at least kept your attention. Subscribe if you haven't already. Drink your water. Take care of yourself. You guys know the deal, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. I think today was day 12 or 13. I'm losing count of how many days I've been uploading in a row, but we're doing well. We're almost at the 2-week spot, and I'm going to keep going until I just don't feel like going anymore. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good one, okay? Take it easy. Bye.